Hey guys, Ken from Subispeed. We're going to be doing a little bit of modifications to the STI today. We're going to be installing the Cobb Stage 1 drivetrain package, which includes their short shifter and front and rear shifter bushings. Now I will say I already like how the shifter in the STI feels already, so I'm excited to see how much of a difference this will actually make. So let's jump right in and get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is remove the trim around the shifter. To get this trim piece off, we need to remove 3 screws that are holding in the center console, 2 of which are in the center console box. There's 2 10mm screws in there underneath the lining, and then there is 1 Phillips head screw under the e-brake cover. All you have to do is pull up on the e-brake cover, and you should be able to pop that off. Once you have all 3 of those screws removed, you can pop this up and move it out of the way. Now you're going to want to take your shift knob off. And then we're going to pull up on this trim piece. Now you don't want to pull it completely out because there is a connector that you have to unplug, so be a little bit careful. Unplug that connector, and there we go. Once that's done, you want to remove the 2 plastic screws so you can remove the rubber shift boot. You're going to need to go underneath the car now and look on the driver's side of the transmission for the reverse lockout lever. Now, there's a small hole in the bottom of the lever where you can insert a small Allen key. What you're going to need to do is pull back the lever so that it's in the reverse position and push that Allen key in there so that it stays in that position. This gives us more wire to work with up top. Once you have that Allen key in place down there, we're going to come back inside and you're going to want to grab a punch to punch out the pin that's holding the reverse cable in place. Now you want to make sure not to lose this because we will be reusing this once we install the reverse lockout assembly onto your new shifter. Once that roll pin is out of the way, you're going to need to cut the zip tie that's holding the reverse cable in place, and then you should be able to pull that out. Now we're going to take 2 12mm wrenches and undo the bolt that's holding the shifter in place. Put that away as we will be reusing this as well. Once that bolt is out of the way, you're going to need to grab a pair of C-clip pliers and remove the C-clip that's holding the shifter into place. Once that's out, you should be able to pull your shifter straight up and out. There we go. Once you have the stock shifter out, you're going to want to start transferring over some of the stuff to your new Cobb short shifter. Start by greasing up the ball and where the reverse lockout goes. And also don't forget that C-clip. The whole reverse lockout assembly is going to transfer over. That's just held in with 2 Phillips head screws. You're also going to remove the bushings as well and transfer those over. Now, when you're transferring over the bushings from the original to your Cobb short shifter, you're going to need to use these spacers that Cobb provides so that they fit correctly. Now that everything's transferred over, we can get this installed on the car. Now all we have to do is get that reverse lockout cable into place, get the pin back in, and then we can get everything reinstalled, and we can go back down there, get the Allen key out and start working on the bushings. Once you have your new short shifter installed, this is where you can go through the adjustments on how high or how low you want it to be, since it is an adjustable shifter. So this will be the time to do that. You want to make sure you can get through to all the gears properly. And then we can get all the trim put back. So now that we have all the trim put back together and our new shifter in place, you want to make sure you can get through all the gears. And everything seems good, so we're going to go down there and get our new bushings installed. So if you're just installing the short shifter, all that's left to do is remove that Allen key, and you're going to follow along where the reverse cable runs. Because since we lowered down the shifter, the cable is going to drop down and hit the drive shaft, so you need to zip tie that up so it doesn't make contact with the drive shaft. You want to make sure not to forget this, otherwise there may be damage to the reverse cable. Once that's done, you can bolt everything back up and you're good to go. But if you're installing the rear bushings and front bushings as well, you're going to need to uninstall a few more things. You're going to remove the heat shield above your exhaust here that's held on by 4 12mm bolts. And then you're also going to need to remove this cross member here that's held on by 6 14mm bolts. You also want to disconnect and remove the O2 sensor so you have a little bit more room to work with. Once we get all that out of the way, we have access to the front and rear shifter bushings. We're going to start off in the front by removing the 14mm bolt that is holding the shift linkage into place. Go ahead and remove that, and you're going to pull down on the shift linkage to get that free. Once the shift linkage is pulled down and the bolts out of the way, we can remove these stock bushings. Now we're going to move to the rear of the shifter linkage and remove the 2 12mm bolts that are holding in the rear shifter bushing. Once those 2 bolts are removed, now we can remove the stock rear shifter bushing. There we go. Now that the stock shifter bushings are removed, we can replace them with the new Cobb shifter bushings. We're going to start with the rear. Go ahead and grease that up with the included grease that Cobb supplies. And then you also want to make sure the orientation is correct. The curved side is going to go up top. And then we can install this with the new supplied bolts. Once you get the rear shifter bushing installed, you can press in your new front shifter bushings with the metal sleeve that's included, and then get the bolt reinstalled and get everything tightened up. Alright, well, we got everything reinstalled with the new Cobb Stage 1 drivetrain package, and I gotta say, I'm impressed at how much better this actually feels. Shifts are crisp through all gears, and it's just gonna make this car more of a blast to drive. So if you wanna pick up one of these for yourself, go ahead and click on the top right hand corner of the video. If you guys have any questions at all, feel free to email us, sales@subispeed.com, or give us a ring, 888-885-2002. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos on your 2015 WX or STI. Remember to hit that subscribe button for more 2015 WX and STI videos. If you haven't already, let us know in the comment section down below what other videos you'd like to see. Click that Subispeed logo down there to visit our website and connect with us through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We love seeing your guys' installs and projects that you're working on, so feel free to share those. Also add us on Snapchat by scanning that ghost over there to see what kind of shenanigans we're up to in the shop or when we're out on a trip. And if you haven't already done so, check out our latest videos. Till next time, guys.